Welcome to Queer Conversation. In today's episode you will meet Molly Haddon, the director of the feature film The Longest Weekend. The Longest Weekend will be screened at the annual Melbourne Queer Film Festival on the 17th of November. Welcome, Molly.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're the director of your first feature film, The Longest Weekend, which will be screened in Melbourne on the 17th of November at the Melbourne Queer Film Festival. Tell us what this film is about.
Of course, so The Longest Weekend is a family drama about three adult siblings trying to decide if they want to get back in touch with their long absent father. It's set over 4 days. It's set over the October long weekend, where the three of them all end up back in the family home, and that's when their father makes a reappearance into their lives. So we've got two sisters, Avery, Lou is the middle, and then Rio is the brother, the youngest sibling. And then we have Mum, and also Dad does end up making an appearance in the film too.
In actual fact, we could look at the trailer right now.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know why it's so impossible to get you three in one place. I miss you guys.
Hi. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? This house isn't big enough for all of us.
This house ain't big enough for the both of us.
What is that smell?
I can't smell anything.
Yeah, you could maybe go and eat some food from your own fridge.
Why are you here again?
Guys, this is my best friend, Sasha.
I love you, and I want to be with you.
Non-monogamy is a valid and beautiful choice.
Hi.
You can't keep doing this to yourself.
What are you hiding?
I'm not hiding anything.
I don't want to get into it, but he was a crap dad, and he was super shitty to Mum.
Wouldn't you want to know? Aren't you curious? I feel like I barely know you two.
Why did you have to dredge it all up? It would have been nice to have a dad. I know, it would have been nice. It would have been nice. We can fucking grow up. Stop! This is nice, isn't it?
It's been good though, hasn't it? Being here together.
Yes.
This is healthy.
Morning sunshine.
You're not broken, Lou.
What?
Hair of the bird.
Hair of the dog, genius.
Tell us a little bit about the cast and how the film came about.
So I worked on this film with a writer called Jordan Daly. We had gone to film school together when we were in different streams. She was in the writing stream and I was in the cinematography stream at AFTRS. But a few years later we started working on some short films together, and then we'd always talked about wanting to do a feature film and what that might be like, and she'd written a lot of feature scripts already. But the reality was it's very hard to get money for a feature film, so we needed to work on something that we knew we could achieve without going to a very large funding body and trying to go down that path. So we came up with a story idea together, developed it, and then Jordan began to write it, and then it was quite a quick turnaround actually. We came up with the idea in I think June or July of 2020, and then we filmed in June of 2021, and then we premiered at Sydney Film Festival of June 2022. So, 2 sold-out screenings, and we were one of 15 films to get a Back by Popular Demand screening at the festival. But yeah, it was really only 2 years from conception of idea to premiere and finishing the film. So it was quite fast, and it's been a whirlwind of 2 years working on something for so long, which I hadn't done before, just doing short films and music videos. Those have a much, while you can spend a lot of time working on them, they're a much smaller project that has a quicker turnaround really than a film. And
You did it all independently.
Yes, we worked with a production company. So while Jordan and I were coming up with this idea, we sort of had it in our minds that maybe we'd be able to make it ourselves, you know, what money would we be willing to put in to make it happen. And then we came across a production company, Breathless Films, who were looking for micro-budget feature films. And we took it to them. They really liked the film idea and brought us on board for their first slate of films. And so we had, so they contributed some funds, and Jordan and I put in some personal funds as well. And we were working, though still with just a very small budget of $40,000. And then we did get some completion funding from Queer Screen, and we got $8,000 from them. So we had a total budget of $48,000. We filmed in Erskineville and around the inner west. Erskineville was where our house location was. Ulysses Oliver, who is our executive producer, he very kindly moved him and his family out of their home and let us film there for 3 weeks, which was very, very generous, and it was a great space to be using. I mean, it was very tight, it was very small, and there was a lot of crew in there, and I'm sure all of them would be like, I'm never shooting in a terrace again. But it was really great to do it, and it just felt, it would have felt wrong to set it in that kind of area and not film in a terrace.
And I guess that was one of the reasons why you've chosen, or why the writer has chosen to include an LGBT character, Lou.
Yeah, I mean, it's really sort of a testament to the area, though I think so these characters grew up in this house, and what the suburban area would have been like when they were kids is very different to, I think, what it is now, you know, 20 to 30 years later. But it's sort of the world has changed around this suburb, and now these characters really make sense in it. And Lou, our middle sibling, and the story is sort of told through her eyes. She's a young queer woman who's who has is struggling to accept the trauma from her childhood that it's still impacting her in her young adult life. She's thought she's buried it and put it away, but when the father sort of reappears, it makes her realise that she hasn't quite processed what happened to her growing up. So The Longest Weekend is really a family drama. It's a queer family drama, but for Jordan, the writer, and I, we wanted to tell a story that wasn't about somebody being queer. It wasn't about the struggles of being queer. It was really just a story about who they were as a person, and that was quite important to us. So it's a story of 3 siblings, and one of those siblings happens to be queer, and it's, you know, touches on her relationship with her childhood best friend. They've grown up together and they start hooking up, and then that best friend, Sasha, she really wants more from Lou, and Lou, because of that childhood trauma and what she witnessed growing up with her parents, just is not able to give it, and then possibly loses the person that deep down she really loves because of it.
Now people can go and see it in Melbourne.
Yes, they can.
On the 17th of November, as part of the Melbourne Queer Film Festival, which runs from the 11th to the 21st of November. And this is going to be
Australian Feature of the Year. Again, for such a small film that was made with not a lot of money but a lot of love. It's really special to have that.
Right. And for the rest of Australia, where can people, what other festivals are going to be lined up for you?
We're in Brisbane International Film Festival. We just played at Darwin International Film Festival, and then next year we'll be a part of Mardi Gras Film Festival because we received completion funding from Queer Screen.
Great, so all Sydney-siders can wait
till February.
If you wanted to check out this feature film, The Longest Weekend, in Melbourne on the 17th of November, make sure you go and see it at the Melbourne Queer Film Festival. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
The Melbourne Queer Film Festival is on from the 11th to the 21st of November. And if you like queer conversation, make sure to follow us on social media at LOTL Media, or check out our website LOTL.com, where you can also find 30 years of archive of lesbians on the Loose magazine. My name is Silke Bader, and thank you for your company.